Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk about some of the underrated and underutilized players who I think could thrive if traded to another team. For today's video, I'll be picking 5 players and giving you my thoughts on where I think they could have the biggest impact. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing for more stuff like this in the future. This is a little different than what I normally do, but I thought this would be a fun video to put out for you guys. Also, please remember that this list is entirely my opinions, so if you disagree with something that I mentioned, feel very strongly about something that I mentioned, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to have a discussion about who you think could have the biggest impact if traded to another team. Maybe someone that I didn't mention, or someone that I did mention that you have a bit of a different take on. No matter what you have to say, I would love to hear about it. But with that out of the way, let's do this. Let's jump into my list of the top 5 players that I would like to see traded within the Overwatch League. At number 5, I have Otto of the Hangzhou Spark. When the Spark signed Otto late in the offseason, I was personally really excited for the possibility for Otto to finally show off his full potential on a strong team after spending the past 2 seasons as members of the 2019 Justice and the 2018 Dragons. However, with Spark's acquisition of Architect, it seems more than likely that Otto's chances to shine with the Spark have all but come to an end. With Otto's future now a major question, I'd like to see the Spark trade Otto to a team who has a need for a flex DPS player. The 2 teams that immediately come to my mind are the Boston Uprising and the San Francisco Shock. Now, both teams are on opposite ends of the North America region at the moment. Boston at the bottom, San Francisco at the top. Boston have showcased a clear lack of flexibility by only having 2 DPS players in Jerry and Colorhex, while the Shock have looked the most mortal we've seen them in a long time during the Summer Showdown without having a strong Genji player, a hero that Otto is known for. I think Otto going to the Shock is unlikely, seeing as he wasn't a part of the Architect trade, but with the current situation following the Summer Showdown, who knows where the talks might be between those 2 teams now. I think Otto could help either team fill a major need, and I would love to see him get traded somewhere that could really use his presence and expertise on the flex DPS role. Coming in at number 4, I have Fire of the Atlanta Reign. Now, Fire's been getting a decent amount of play in recent weeks. I can't personally tell if it's because he's just better in the current meta than Masa is, playing more Brig, or if the Reign are trying to give as much playtime as possible to as many of their players. I'm not 100% positive. Regardless, I've been really impressed by Fire's play as of late, and I think he could be a high-impact player for a team that has a weakness at main support. As a Western player, I think Fire would likely go to a roster that has a large Western presence, and I think he would fit well with teams like Boston and Vancouver, whose main support players have shown some promise, but have also left much to be desired. I think Fire would be an immediate upgrade over both Halo and Karkar, and I think that his addition to either Boston or Vancouver would help those teams go from near the bottom of the standings to around middle of the pack. While I don't think it's likely that Fire gets traded, as his role on the Atlanta Reign has increased greatly in recent weeks, I still think he is a potential player to watch out for in the coming weeks when it comes to teams trying to get their roster finalized for 2020. At number 3, I have Trill of the Dallas Fuel. Trill was honestly a huge surprise for me coming out of Contenders in 2019 and joining the Dallas Fuel late in the season. I was really impressed with his play and thought that maybe his role with the team would increase in 2020, and with OG's departure from the team, I thought it seemed like Trill was going to finally get his chance to be the starting main tank for the Dallas Fuel. However, with the signing of Gamsu, Trill has spent most of 2020 on the bench. With the exception of a couple of games where Dallas ran double shield, Trill has not been seeing much playtime throughout 2020. With main tank being such a pivotal role, A solid backup main tank player like Trill provides Dallas with a lot of potential trade partners. The one that stands out the most to me, however, is Dallas's Texas rival, the Houston Outlaws. While I get the feeling the Dallas Fuel would never trade one of their own to their rival, I think Trill could provide a lot to a Houston Outlaws team that is currently without a true main tank player at the helm. While hydration has really impressed me so far with his performance on main tank, I think adding Trill would take the Outlaws to the next level and would go a long way in helping make the Outlaws a true contender in the North America region. This is a trade that I think would benefit hydration, as he would be able to go back to his comfort role on DPS, and I think it would benefit Trill, as he would be able to be main tank on a team that right now looks on fire. At number 2, I have another main tank player, but this time it is Pokpo from the Atlanta Reign. Pokpo really impressed me in 2019 with his Reinhardt and Orisa play, but his playtime in 2020 has diminished greatly with Gator's elevation to the full Reign roster. I think Pokpo is a player that could provide a ton at main tank for a team that has a need in that position, such as Houston, but I don't think that Houston is the best fit for Pokpo. The team that I think would best benefit from Pokpo, and the team that I think would be the best fit for Pokpo, is the Washington Justice. The Washington Justice have struggled this season with Roar as their main tank, and based on the rumors that have gone around recently about how great the Justice looked when they had Lulsish and Elivote playing together, I can't help but shake the feeling that Roar was never meant to be Washington's long-term answer at the main tank position. I think Pokpo would provide an instant upgrade at the main tank position for the Justice, and he would provide them with some much-needed stability at the position. A tank line of Pokpo and Janu would provide a solid foundation for a rebuilding Justice squad who has recently committed themselves to an all-Korean roster. While I think it's more likely that the Justice look at some talented rookie main tanks in the offseason, Pokpo is still a great player who could provide consistent play for the Justice as they finish up 2020. Finally, at number 1, I have Who Are You of the NYXL. Who Are You was one of the best players in Overwatch before the Overwatch League, but since the start of the league and his time in Contenders, Who Are You has never really been able to return to his former glory. When he was signed to New York, many people thought that it was his chance at redemption, but unfortunately he hasn't really been able to fully realize his true potential. However, with Genji becoming a prominent hero once again, Who Are You's chances to have a major impact are also on the rise. With Haksal and Libera both at NYXL, Who Are You probably won't see much playtime there, but if he were to be traded to a team like San Francisco, I think Who Are You could have a major impact. With Krusty's coaching, I think Who Are You would once again become a top-tier flex DPS player that would help fill the hole left by Architect's departure for the Hangzhou Spark. As a young player with a long career still ahead of him and some major history in the Overwatch scene, Who Are You would be a major addition to an already stacked Shock roster. So that concludes my list of the top 5 players I would most like to see get traded in OWL. I'm sure there are plenty of other players that you can think of that you'd like to see get traded, so leave your own list down in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing for more content like this in the future. This video is a little bit shorter than most of what I do, but I figured I would throw it out there, see what you guys think, and hopefully you guys liked it. Your support really goes a long way, so thanks a bunch for all of your support recently. I've been loving the comments and reading what you all have to say. It means a lot to me to see that people enjoy the content that I'm putting out, so hopefully this is only the beginning and stuff will only continue to get better from here. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you're all staying safe and staying healthy, and I am excited to get back to making prediction videos on Friday, so stay tuned for that. It'll be up before the first matches on Friday. But until then, I'm going to get out of here. So thank you once again, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.